What's up you guys, it's Sydney, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get this Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad inspired makeup look. But I really wanted to kind of put my own spin on it and show that you don't need a super elaborate or accurate costume or a wig or really anything, that if you just have a few essential makeup products that you can make this look happen, and that's what I did. And with that being said, let's just hop right into the video. So for this video, my hair looks pretty gross. It was the day before I got it redone. So it's blonde with a little bit of pink in it, but I figured it'd be perfect to do the Harley Quinn look for this day since I had blonde hair. So basically what I'm going to start with is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I actually won this in a sweepstakes and I felt pretty cool. So I'm just going to take that and put it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with my finger, dab it all over my face, and then blend it out with my fingers. Also, this is the first video of Halloween, which is a week where I post consecutive makeup tutorial every day leading up to Halloween. So I'm super excited for you guys to see the rest of the looks I came up with, and if you recreate any of them, make sure to tag me on Instagram and Twitter at DizWithSyd. Then I'm going to take this CoverGirl Clean Matte Foundation in the shade 510. I'm already just as pale as Harley Quinn, so I didn't really need to go any wider with my foundation. But if you're darker than me, you could definitely use a light foundation or even white face paint. I'm just going to apply that to my face with my fingers and blend it out with my Tarte Airbuki foundation brush. Then I am taking my NYC Smooth Skin Loose Translucent Powder, and this stuff is amazing for baking if you're on a budget because it's $4 for the huge tube, and I just take my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and I dip it in, and then I just pack on the powder underneath my eyes to brighten them. And then I actually baked a lot of areas on my face just to make myself very pale and bright, and you can use a ton of this powder and not have to worry about using too much because it's expensive, because you can go out and buy a new one when you run out, and there is a lot of powder in that thing, so you should be good, and it bakes really nicely. So I would definitely recommend this. And I just put this on my forehead and my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, I think underneath my contour, just to be nice and white. Then I am taking the matte highlight shade from the Wet n Wild Contour Duo, and I am taking that on a fluffy powder brush. And I'm using that to set the rest of my face that I didn't bake. I still wanted that to be nice and matte, but I didn't want to use my regular powder because, again, you want to be as pale as possible. And I'm also using that to brush away the bake, and then you'll be left with the perfect base for your Harley Quinn look. Then I'm taking the contour shade from the Wet n Wild Contour Duo on a fluffy brush, and you only want to take a teeny tiny little bit because you want to keep the pale base that you've created, but you still want to give your face some definition so you don't look like a ghost. So just apply a little bit of that on your cheekbones and your jawline and your temples and stuff like that. Then I'm taking my mini Tarte blush in the shade Magic on a fluffy angled brush, and I'm just going to brush that onto the apples of my cheeks. I feel like Harley Quinn should have some blush, so I kind of went a little crazy with the blush, but I ended up liking the way it turned out, so yeah. You know I can't do any makeup look without some bomb highlight, so I'm taking this NYX Wanderlust LA To Go palette, something like that. I'm taking just a golden highlight shade on my Morphe M501 brush, yes, and I am just dousing myself in highlight because, I don't know, I just feel like I was glowing, I was feeling it, so I put that stuff everywhere. And yeah, you can keep the look matte, which I think is more accurate to the movie, but I needed some highlight, sorry about it. So for my brows, I'm taking my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brown Kit, basically, but it's the Ultimate Brow Kit, and I am making my eyebrows a tad bit bolder and darker and thicker than usual. So because I already have my eyebrows pretty bold on an everyday basis, but because of my dark roots, I needed dark eyebrows. You can do dark eyebrows, light eyebrows, you can do colored eyebrows. And also, another cool thing about this look is that most of the products I used were very affordable. So if you wanted to run out to Target or Ulta or wherever and get all of the products that I used in the video, you can, and they'll be listed down in the description box below, so you should definitely check it out. Boom. Easy, basic Halloween look. Real quick, I'm taking some more of my foundation because I'm actually out of concealer and putting that on my eyelids, blending it out, and then setting it with a translucent powder just so we have a super solid base, because what we're going to put on next needs a very solid base in order to stay, or it might just smudge around. So, wow. Your girl didn't have a pink eyeshadow that was as pigmented as she wanted, so she used a bright fuchsia lipstick. And this sounds and probably looks very intimidating, but if you use a more cream finish lipstick, then you can blend it out super easily with a brush. Don't go using a liquid lipstick or a matte lipstick because it might not move like you want it. I would recommend using a cream eyeshadow pencil like one from NYX, but I don't know if they have the hot pink color. So I just used a fuchsia lipstick and I really liked the way that this turned out, and I actually wish I had a blue lipstick so I could have used something blue and creamy on the other side. But basically, I'm just going to take a teeny tiny detail brush and I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. Because you don't want any harsh lines looking like you rubbed lipstick on your eyeballs. And you just kind of want to blend, apply, blend, apply, blend, apply until you like the pigmentation and the blendedness, that's not a word, of the look. So just be patient. This didn't take me very long, but it did take a couple of layers. So you got this. Then I'm going into my Sephora Minnie Mouse Collection palette and taking the shade Hello Mickey, which is this really pretty pink purpley iridescent color, just to set my eyelid to make sure that it doesn't crease or move throughout the night. You could also do this with translucent powder if you really didn't have any pink eyeshadow. Also, I just googled and some people do her makeup red and blue and other people do it pink and blue. So you can choose whatever suits your fancy. I like pink, obviously, because pink is fantastic. But if you would rather do red or whatever is more accurate to the movie, then you can do that. But really, I was just playing around with makeup. I got bored. And now I'm going to take a dark brown shade, just a teeny tiny little bit of it, to slightly deepen up the crease because I didn't want the look to be super one-dimensional and flat. I wanted it to have some definition. So I'm just going to take a tad bit of brown. It doesn't even look like brown. It'll end up looking just like a little bit of darkness, which is what I wanted. So there's that. Now, in the movie, Harley Quinn's makeup isn't perfect. It's kind of smeared down the sides. So I'm just going to take my pink lipstick and directly draw on some kind of messy marks, and then just take my brush and blend it out. There was no science behind this. I literally just kind of went crazy. You can keep the look super glam and clean if you want. I wanted to do a more messy version, kind of to hide my not so great blending skills. So whatever floats your boat, really. Now onto the blue eye. My lifesaver for this eye was the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. This just gave the blue eyeshadows a creamy base because the blue eyeshadows I had were totally patchy. So I just kept on layering on like the cream and the powder, just trying to make this blue paste that I could rub on my eyes. Keeping it real, that's literally what I did. So after I put that on my eyelid, I'm going to set it with a just plain white shade from the palette after I blend it out, of course, and then we'll get into the blue smokiness. Then the starting blue shade that I used was a shade from the Sephora Minnie Mouse Collection palette called So Demure, which is so fancy. And I just started to kind of pack that on my lid and start to even remotely blend it out. And I know when my shadow ends up like that it's going to be a long journey. And it was. So stick with it. You can do it and it'll turn out good in the end. Or you can just cover it up with eyeliner. Real talk. Then I am taking another blue shade from the Sephora Minnie Mouse Collection palette called Whoopie Party. And I'm going to take that on a thicker brush and start blending that into my crease again, just to give the eye a little bit more definition like I did on the last one with the dark brown color. Then I am taking the same dark brown color with a tiny touch of black eyeshadow and doing the same thing I did on the last eye, which was just blending out the crease, giving it more dimension and stuff like that. You get the shebang by now. Then of course I had to go in and pack on more of the initial sparkly kind of blue color from before to add more pigmentation. And then after that, to make the kind of teardrops, the eyeshadow was just not blending and being as pigmented as I wanted. So I actually took the white cream base, drew that on like I did with the lipstick, and then I used the blue on a separate brush to kind of blend it all together. Then I took the corresponding pink and blue colors and blended it underneath the lash line because I felt that it wasn't messy enough. I wanted it to be more messy, so I took it kind of messily on a bigger brush and just blended that kind of all over the place. And this is where things get interesting. So unfortunately, the clip where I put on eyeliner, mascara, the hidden Mickey, and red lipstick has disappeared from the face of the universe. So I'm sorry. If you stay tuned for tomorrow's video, you will see all of that just with a different makeup look. So I hope that you do. And now we should go to the end slate because this video ended on a really awkward note. Okay, bye!
Girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween.